now. We'll be going there. But to join us right here on Journalist Hangout, you can scan the QR code, okay, to be a part of the conversation right here on Journalist Hangout. So right about now, the Tigress, they're currently meeting with the First Lady, right about now. So let's get back to the conversation. Yeah, the President will also be there. So GKB, BKO said something. Because if you look at it, the Super Falcons, they got a huge presidential gift from the president. The Tigress, they should get the same. Yeah. You agree with that?
What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. I think we should set a standard, not only in sports, even anything that means that you are representing your country. Don't forget the first gold medal we got as a country was from a woman. Don't forget that.
The Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympics.
Okay, Chama Juma.
So the women have been doing this. The case is like the case of what the Olympics will call Dada Olija.
Absolutely.
The man is not strong enough to do his own job. The sisters are coming up.
What a man can do.
No. I'm not going to go that far.
Okay.
I'm not going to go that far. But one thing that I'm very proud of is that we can, this is something we can get used to.
Absolutely.
As a country. Once you get into the path of winning, it doesn't stop. It gives you that chip on your shoulder. And then because of our normal antecedents of not giving up,
yes,
this will now tell everybody else that we play Nigeria is not over or the fat lady sings.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, amid rumors of his resignation and the ensuing controversy, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Bayo Ojulari, reported for duty at the company's headquarters this Monday. Today, his resumption could well mean that the man may be weathering the storm pretty well. Meanwhile, the presidency, through the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, stated that Ojulari remains the substantive head of the NNPCL. Ojulari, an engineer and expert in petroleum process and production engineering, was appointed on the 2nd of April by President Bola Tinubu. Okay, BKO. Now, over the weekend, there was this back and forth, the rumor all over the place, now that he's back to work. But first of all, what triggered the rumor about Bayo Ojulari's alleged forced resignation?
Well, I don't know where it came from. I wasn't at the EFCC to know if he was there, but some people told me they saw him there. But the EFCC has the right to invite an individual and seek for clarifications. If I tell you Nigerians that I know, some of the biggest Nigerians who have been invited for the EFCC chairman to have a word with them, honestly, people will be dazed. All these things happen.
It's normal.
It's a normal thing.
It's a normal, so we will ask questions. Oh, we saw this sort of right now. Somebody used to do that job for reasons best known to them. They told him to go. Now, who is doing it? Because that should be the first line of defense. It shouldn't even, before people like Mayogaba or Nonunga even steps in to say, no, this is true. Exactly. What were they doing at the NNPC? Journalists want to ask questions, they make a brick wall.
So there was
it is more difficult to get into the FCC, to get into the NNPC to ask questions than even getting into heaven.
Is that bad?
Honestly. So they've created all kinds of walls that make people to see the FCC as a corporate out in NNPC. I don't know why FCC keeps coming into my mind. See the NNPCL as opaque and unwilling to
be transparent
and make its affairs open.
Because they are very new at the. I've been a publicly quoted company.
Oh, okay.
For a long time, they are very secretive. Basically, report only to whoever is the president at a point in time. Don't forget, the last 3 presidents have also been Minister for Petroleum. The last 3 presidents.
Okay.
So that now gives them that impetus that they are above the law. But since they are now a limited liability company, they must follow the same routes that everybody else follows. That's why when this thing happened, I was shocked that nobody was speaking for the NNPC.
They just left the thing like that.
Because normally the first thing you do is that you preempt mischievous people from twisting the thing out of whack, as it were.
Now, what steps should the NNPCL, what steps should they be taking, to address or prevent these issues of misinformation?
Let them know they are now in a new ballpark. They are no longer playing under a shielded stadium. They are now playing an open field. And one of the rules of that is that whatever happens, your shield is gone. You're a limited liability company. So you must have an effective communication team to ensure that you know how to respond even before it happens. In some countries, people are their nature, in Saudi Arabia and all that, who run the biggest global companies in the world. They are usually ready on the go to make sure that, because a little bit of bad information can drop your shares.
Okay, yeah, can
billions of dollars.
Can make it dip.
So you must be on the spot to make sure that you don't do that. Because a lot of people are willing to sabotage you. And one little rumor, not caught on time, can lead to a run on your stocks.
But the president, has come out to say that, hey, there's no issue
Presidency.
of, the presidency. They've come out to say that it's a rumor.
Yes, and I have no reason to to not believe them. Of course, some of the stories that I read, there are still some people still posting such stuff on social media that somebody's mistress was the one who reported. It takes somebody to just sit down, concoct something, and you see Nigerians behaving like headless hen. And
they swallow it hook, line, and
they just swallow it. No effort being made to check whether it's true or not. And somebody was saying, okay, why is it that the mainstream media, they are not, is it every rumor that we must respond to? For example, does it directly concern me? When they claimed that the Warri refinery was not working, at that time, I was in town. I was in Warri South doing a documentary. I went there to dispel the fake news. Not that anybody at NNPC told me to do it. In any case, the new man had just come, and people were even reluctant to, some of them were reluctant to even do their work. Some of them did not know the sort of information that they will provide that may lead to maybe loss of job and all that. So everybody was being cagey and all that. What is the point? You have to respond. You have to respond. Ojulari does not have 10 heads. He's an individual. So if something is happening, you know that this thing is not true. And some people start somewhere, they concocted the story. It's not all of those things that you just refuse to, you behave like you can't be bothered. I mean, that's an irresponsible way to run a company. A big company, a big corporation for that matter. You must respond to such things. Show that indeed it's working. I had to go there, use my phone to film.
Exactly, when you saw the petrol gas.
I had to do that. Nobody told me to do it. And I didn't take anybody's instruction. Just to show that, look, it's not everything that we read
That is true.
on social media that is true. There are people who have made up their minds that this Nigeria, they hate it. And if Nigeria will not go down, they will not rest.
The only mission in
Yes.
life.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of them are based abroad. Pick a pebble from the front of their houses in the US and be stoning our country. Likely because they don't like the man who is president. Oh, the man who is president, is he going to be there forever? So if you destroy your country because you hate Tinubu, what country would you have for your own children and your children's children to inherit? You are out of your mind without knowing it. So we live by the actions that we take.
Absolutely.
The actions, the things that we do have consequences. If you run an NNPCL and people need answers to certain things,
Must provide.
and you are behaving like you are not obligated
To
open up in a company where Nigeria as a country still has tremendous stake.
Absolutely.
It's not like we sold it. Oh yeah, take.
No.
We are tired. Take. No, we've not got to that point. And you believe that you don't need to talk, you don't need to explain certain things. There are many ways by which you can skin a cat.
Absolutely. I mean, a stable leadership of the NNPCL is very, very critical here. But how critical is a stable leadership of NNPC, you know, to achieving President Bola Tinubu's economic agenda?
You must understand that NNPCL is one of the 2 or 3 veins that blood passes through to run the Nigerian economy.
Absolutely.
The other, of course, our other aspects of production. In that wise, they cannot afford to be complacent, either as a corporation or even as an ongoing concern. My concern, basically, like I said earlier, is the fact they are still behaving like we're under the military rule. That's why you hear sometimes that NNPC have not done audit for 10 years. We'll make noise for 2 days. The thing will go down. Those days are gone. You are now a publicly quoted company.
Absolutely.
You must answer to your shareholders. You must answer to your stakeholders. These are paramount. It's been 24 hours. And somebody sits in one corner and says, okay, putting 2 and 2 plus together, making 6. Okay, if the man was invited
To the years.
and then he did this, then I heard this yesterday, then this and this must now equal to this. It's permutation. It's what they do mostly on social media. That somebody will take a name that resembles Otitoju, and then this man will break the law, and the headline will now be Otitoju arrested. So you go to the story, and nothing has to do with your own Otitoju.
You said you offended somebody's side chick.
You understand? That's what it
Somebody's side
was.
chick. That you offended somebody's side chick. So that's what our country has been reduced to.
It's not done,
It
it's
is,
not
sir.
done 6 months on the job.
It's 5 months.
It is.
He offended somebody's side chicks.
Okay.
It's because I don't get it.
Okay,
Honestly.
right about now, my producer is telling me that we need to, you know, link up for the live telecast as the president is right about now honoring the Tigress. Let's join.
Go, doctors, SEC, President, Chairman, everybody. We thank you all for your support and your continuing support in lifting us higher, because I don't think the sky is our limit. I think we can go beyond and we can break barriers. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, I think they deserve a big, big round of applause. Thank you, Emmy. Thank you, Emmy. Emmy, You know, we are about 250 million Nigerians. Trust me, for each and every one of us that have been called to serve this special country of ours, and you do it with such light, you could imagine and feel the way she was speaking from the deepmost part of her heart, expressing her deepmost appreciation. Thank you so much, Emmy. Be rest assured that Mr. President is also watching you right now and feels so, so proud of you for each and every one of this man. I think he deserves a big, big round of applause once more. Thank you. And now, in accordance to this particular order of event, may I now hand over to this wonderful woman, this gracious woman, this supporter of mine. She's been going around the whole country, touching lives each and everywhere she goes to. Indeed, when the history of this presidency will be written, her name will stand out. And Your Excellencies, I now call on remarks by Her Excellency, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, CON, First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, can we be seated? The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, and the wife of the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Hajia Nana Shettima, the Chief of Staff to the President, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, and the Honorable Minister for Women Affairs, Hajia Iman Ibrahim Suleiman, Honorable Minister of Culture and Creative Economy, Honorable Anatu Musawa, the Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Honorable Doris Anete, wives of Honorable Ministers present, the Chairman of National Sports Commission, Honorable Shehu Diko, and members of his team here present, the President, Nigerian Basketball Federation, Musa Amadu Kida, our victorious, the Tigress national basketball team, the head coach, Rena Wakama, and the technical team, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a deep sense of pride and joy that I welcome home our fierce, the Tigress national basketball team after your historic 5th consecutive victory at the FIBA Women's AfroBasket 2025. This victory is not just a win on the court, it is a resounding statement of hard work, excellence, and national pride. This is a moment that will forever inspire generations of Nigerian girls and women to dream big, boldly, and pursue greatness. It is a clear indication that hard work and teamwork is what it takes to succeed. I celebrate you not only as athletes, but as ambassadors of sports of a great nation. Your victory comes, you agree, baby? Your victory comes at a time when Nigeria is basking in the glory of sporting excellence, following the Super Falcon recent victory. And you see, we haven't really gotten over that. And then this one, but we are so glad we are able to also celebrate you as well. You have given us another reason to believe in the power of Nigerian women to break barriers and set new records. I say well done to you all. To the technical team, including Coach Rena Wakama, your leadership and tutelage has paid off, and I still owe you your bouquet, okay? To all our remarkable players, your performance is highly commendable. You embody courage and commitment. I pray your journey in life continue to be filled with success and light on the path for many more victories to come. Once again, I say congratulations. But before I take my leave, I wanted to share the inspiring story of Dr. Sarah Ogoke, one of your players, who is a full-time surgeon. Where is she? Who got certified last year, and she also had a baby last year. Congratulations, and that's the baby. I know. And when I said you're ambassadors of sports, he quickly agreed. Congratulations. And you remember when we hosted you last year, myself and the wife of the vice president, you were such a very adorable team. And what really stood out for you was, you can see then both of us were just planning to host. We said we have to celebrate you. And that was after the Super Falcons. But you all showed up. And you see that you're showing up that time, you know, gave you a seat at the table before Mr. President this time around. So I'm so happy and glad that you are here. God bless the wonderful Tigress national basketball team. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Welcome home.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, that was the wife of the president. And we'll still stay with the live telecast, you know, talking about the reception in honor of the Tigress. While Journalist Hangout continues on other platforms, you can also scan the QR code to join in the conversation. All right, Bikio, let's quickly continue with this conversation. Moving on straight to our next conversation. Straight to our next conversation, we have this one. Brothers at war is how best to describe the disagreement between the governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, and a former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, over claim of one term in office. Governor Soludo believes that such a promise is akin to pulling the wool over the eyes of Nigerians. In a swift reaction to the statement by Governor Soludo, Obi maintained that his stance, reiterating that his resolve to serve a 4-year term if elected president in 2027 is sacrosanct. Now we go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Voted as the best TV station of the year. TVC News breaks into the core of every event as they happen, following all nationwide big and impactful stories. Without the news from every perspective, covering every human angle. I am Veronica, bringing you the news you would want to watch.
In a world where news never sleeps, we're taking a giant leap into the future. We at TVC Communications are proud to introduce a new era in news broadcasting. But first, let me introduce my special friend, Olamide AI. Hi, Olamide Human. Is it time to come out yet? Yes, indeed it is. And you can bring your friends along. Meet our new AI anchors, speaking your language and sharing your stories. From English, good day. These are the news headlines to Pidgin.
Better country people, on a good evening.
Yoruba, Ekaro, Ekudede Asikoyi, Shedadalabayi, Igbo,
Ndewo, Auto Innovation, Ahambu Obada Samson Ejiro,
and Hausa.
Mutane na sanar da zuwa, sunana Raki Abdulkarim kuma kana kallon TVC News.
We are bringing the news closer to you. Faster, smarter, and always reliable. And together, we are shaping the future of news for every Nigerian, everywhere. Innovation, connection, and trust. The future of news is here.
TVC News, first with breaking news. And now first in Nigeria with AI news anchors. Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the coronation of raw.
All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have GKB right here, and VK is also right here with us. So, before we went on that break, we talked about Peter Obi has now replied, the Anambra State Governor, Soludo. He said that 4 years is sacrosanct, but Biko, talk to me. How realistic is this?
I think the issue, Peter Obi insists that he will do 4 years. Whether people believe him is another thing. You can say you use 1 year. Will the people believe you?
But do you believe him?
Why should I believe him? Why? Why? You can't use the example. I've heard people use the example of Mandela. But Mandela, reason had to do with age. The fact at that time, no. And don't compare somebody who was in jail for that long.
7 years.
His most productive life was fighting for his people. And then ended up in jail for that long. And it was the will of God that he should become president. President for 4 years. All he wanted to do was just unite his people. He wasn't really keen about the economy and all that. He wanted to unite the Rainbow Nation. And he felt that, yes, at that point, he had achieved his main goal. The country was no longer under apartheid. Even the black-on-black violence had come to an end. That's Buthelezi people killing ANC member. That's a different. In Nigeria, when politicians say they want to spend 4 years, they do not honor their word. They do not honor their word.
The temptation is too much.
Goodluck Jonathan, as much as people hail him for being a gentleman, this was what happened. And it was one reason the North never forgave him. Because they had a caucus meeting that we will support you if you agree to do just 4 years. Why? Because the North had Yaradua.
Yes.
After Obasanjo's 8 years. Yaradua died in office. Goodluck Jonathan completed that term. But they felt, look, if you are talking about the North should have had 8 years like Obasanjo, it shouldn't be Goodluck Jonathan that will still continue to use the time of his boss. They felt, oh, a Northerner should have completed it. And even some Southerners too at that time, including the then governor of Bayelsa State, Silva, said it will not be fair for us to say Jonathan should continue. In 2011. This is the time of the North. Let the North finish their term. But I'll go back to what transpired. There was a caucus meeting of the PDP. big PDP leaders were in attendance, did not agree that we will back Jonathan if he does not agree to
run again
more than one term. Shema, the former governor of Katsina State, Ibrahim Shema, was the one who wrote that communique on behalf of.
Okay.
Yes. Shema. People will remember this. That Shema, or is it Shema? I can't remember the pronunciation. It is Shema. But what did we see? We were told that there was no such.
No, meaning it never existed. Agreement.
People like Obasanjo said there was an agreement. Jonathan's people said no, there was no agreement, just because it was not written.
Oh.
So there was a communique after their caucus meeting, where they said, we will support you.
Okay.
Since you have agreed that you will do
one term.
I finished the Yaradua term. 6
one
years.
term, yes. But Jonathan still wanted to do 4 more years, which will have put you in office for 10 years.
10 years, yes.
Even Obasanjo,
yes.
Obasanjo also promised to do 4 years.
When he came 1999?
Yes.
I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Obasanjo agreed to do 4 years.
More like a transitional president. From military.
Okay, it's from military to democracy.
Yes. Sunday Awoni, SM Afolabi, they were part of the meeting. Did Obasanjo do 4 years?
No, he did not. So in short, you don't believe it. But talk to me.
Well, even Peter Gregory himself.
I don't subscribe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The language that the governor of Anambra used, I don't subscribe to say that person's head should be examined or that the person should see a psychiatrist. No, don't go that far. Make the point that you don't believe
that somebody can do one time.
Gregory Peter Obi. Because power is not easy. Why did they have to take power from, why did the military overthrow Gawan? Because Gawan naturally shouldn't have been in office for 9 years.
That long, yeah. Well,
and they saw clearly that there was even no transition in place, which means he was not interested in going.
And then the governors are becoming emperors. They were transmuting.
Yes.
Governors on that one.
But BK talked about the comment by the Anambra State governor. Can it be perceived as casting a doubt on Peter Obi's integrity here?
No, it's not integrity. Now, if he's saying that they should check someone's head.
But what do you make of his
mental health?
It's mental health that we are talking about, too.
It's not integrity.
Don't garnish it, too. It's saying that that person needs psychiatric evaluation. Yeah. That means he's saying whoever makes that kind of promise is mad. No, now. No, Professor Soludo, you can't go that far.
You can't go that far.
Against a distinguished Nigerian.
And your own brother.
You can say, and your brother from your state.
Absolutely.
You can say you don't believe him. That's not the sort of thing that I'll place a bet on. Because I've seen other Nigerians, even people more gentlemanly than him, refuse to honor budget. Power is by nature extremely sweet.
Yeah,
true.
I think what President Tinubu once said that, try your son with power, and you know what power is.
Osaraki will tell you the same thing.
And we've seen son send
Exactly.
his father packing. It even happened, I think, in Qatar.
Even in Kuala.
So power is sweet. When he gets there, he assumes all of those powers. The first set of people that I would deal with are the people who are insisting that I should do only 4.
Okay. All right. JK, do you think Peter Obi is over-promising with this 4 years?
No, I think the people do not believe Peter Obi because of his antecedents.
Antecedent?
Yeah, because when he was in Abga,
he said he would never defect.
Oh, to the Ojukwu.
He said he was the narrator of the Ojukwu mandate. And that's going to make the party the Igbo party. But 3
He
months
said he
forward
would not
later,
leave the party.
And
He
he
will not
swore.
leave
Yeah,
Abga.
he
Long,
promised-
short story.
on the grave of Ojukwu. And he left barely 3 months
Did he
later.
swear?
No, I made a promise.
Okay, but he made a
He's not
promise.
swearing.
No, I'm not. No, because
No,
I'm not sure.
he didn't swear. He made
But
the
he
promise.
said he would
But
not
he
defect.
said-
Eh, Let's
He made
leave
the
it at that.
Okay.
Before you
No,
are
no,
misquoted.
no,
Let's
no,
leave.
no,
He
no,
said
I
he
never
would
said-
not
no, no.
defect.
He
Leave
said-
the grave
he
alone.
said- what he said clearly was the fact that he's going to make that party
Yes.
a party that the Igbos will be proud of.
He said he will not leave
will
the
not leave
party.
He will not leave the party.
He said he will not
So
leave.
based on that, he left
But
the
he
party.
left in the end.
So his antecedent.
So his antecedent does not support
Oh, okay.
that assertion.
So it's a big risk to believe now that if he says he will do 4 years, he will not discover that 4 years is not enough.
It's only
to do
48
this work.
months.
Oh, okay.
4 years is 48 months.
All right, gentlemen. Let's move straight to our final conversation. Now, doctrine begins to divide when the paths of interpretation diverge. The Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion has rejected the recent election of Bishop Cherry Vaughan, a lesbian, as the Archbishop of Wales. In a statement, the Primate of Anglican Church in Nigeria, Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba, described the development as a serious departure from biblical teachings. He noted that such an election signaled spiritual decadence and an outright abandonment of faith once delivered to the saints. For Most Reverend Ndukuba, Bishop Vaughan's elevation undermines the credibility of the Anglican Church worldwide. GKB, let's talk impact now. What impact could this rejection have on Nigeria's continued membership, in the Anglican Communion?
Well, to come to that conclusion, you have to first go back to the history of Christianity itself.
Okay.
And the essence of dogma at every stage in the growth of the church. Even the schism that led to for the people of Anglican Church to move away from the Catholic Church. So at every given time, something like this will happen, it will be resisted. So what can lead to other two things? They make their points and stay, or they take it beyond that and move away from the church. I do not see the second one happening. Because like I said, you have to look at the history of the church itself to know that this is not peculiar. It's peculiar in our time. Okay. It's not peculiar in the history of the church. Don't forget there was a time popes were having children. You understand? So now you don't do that anymore. So at any given time, dogma will come in, it will change. The Nigerian version of the Anglican Church do not believe in this. The option that is left for them is two. They take it and they make their points known and continue with their ecclesiastical job. Or they break away from the church. Which we don't see happening. I do not see that happening down the line. But they will be heard. Because don't forget, even last year, when the things were said about whether lesbians or homosexual guys can become pastors. A lot of people resisted. But it's now a fait accompli in certain churches in the world. So to me, you have to know that either you continue with the system, take it with a bitter pill, or you break away. And stay pure to your beliefs.
PKO, do you agree with him?
Yes. I think this is not the first time that the Nigerian chapter will oppose this kind of thing. It's been there for some time. And what they are saying is, look, this is not the word of God. It has no force in Christian theology for man to marry man, for woman to marry woman. They see this as the church pandering to the modern era realities. And they vowed that they will not recognize this election. But the man won with a 2/3 majority. That was significant. So and that should say clearly the direction in which some of our churches are going. If permissiveness envelopes the church to the point that gays are now church leaders, and churches are now even conducting holy matrimony for people of the same sex. Then, and the reason some of us argue this is against God's agenda is because they cannot procreate. God gave the mandate for us to go and multiply. If we refuse to honor that mandate, the world will come to an end because we will not.
The human race
will not be able to. Generations won't be able to supplant one another.
Okay.
You get the point that I'm making. So, because the Bible will say, Judah, the mother of this and the mother of this, you know, that's how generations. So, if you have men marrying men, women marrying women, they cannot have kids except they go and adopt. And they adopt kids. So why couldn't you bear kids on your own? You see yourself as a wholesome human being, but you married your partner who is of your own sex.
Of your own sex.
Now, because it pleases you to have kids, you now have to go and adopt. And those children would inevitably be made to abide by some of their own practices. So it suggests just how bad things.
Do you think the Nigerian church will break away? I mean, looking at the stance of the Nigerian church on this matter.
No, they've said they will not recognize the leader, so they can stay on their own.
Oh.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility?
Yes, why not? Churches are broken up in many ways. Churches are broken up. People are, even today's new generation clergymen in Nigeria, some of their own offspring, in the inverted commas, or even metaphorically, their own offspring, they've set up other churches. Somebody was in Baba Oyedepo's church. Today he has the biggest church auditorium in Nigeria, in Abuja there, in Enche. He used to be in Baba Oyedepo's church. You know? Somebody used to be in Baba Oyedepo's church. He just left to start his own church recently. And I guarantee you, he will have tremendous following.
So it's not a new thing?
You know, if they cannot live with this kind of reality, they will go on their way. They will not have anything to do with the church. I know somebody who set up a church in Ghana. And they rebelled against him. Refused to send money to the Nigerian, and the church ultimately became their own right there. So what are we talking about? The same sex is not known to Christian theology. Oh, it's not known. It's an aberration. In any case, many things about our world is an aberration. You see people preaching tolerance. In some countries of the world, if you even do something that appears like you are discriminating against them, you could be in trouble. Thank God I'm in Nigeria. Maybe some of what I'm saying now, people may
some might want to frown at it.
Yes, if it was somewhere
exactly,
else. But we choose not to live anywhere else except Nigeria. We die here.
I like that part where you said they want to preach tolerance. Oh, tolerate her.
Yes.
Let's tolerate her. There's some things you can't tolerate.
That's the beginning.
It goes against our own culture.
Yes, our culture.
It goes against anything that you believe in. Once you have faith.
It goes against Christianity. It goes against our culture.
Because Yorubas will tell you that the only reason why you're on earth is to have children.
Sure.
That's why they will pray and do anything to have children.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what is one.
They'll take risk to have
children.
The woman will do anything. She may have all the money in the world. But the moment they ask about her, remember the old Obe song, that they will not ask you about the money. They ask you about your wife and your children.
Yes. They know you have to. So, and you don't have joy until you have both. Yeah. You don't have joy until you have both.
So it's even against our culture for man to live with man.
But you know, now you see how countries like France, countries like Russia, they are doing their best to incentivize giving birth to children. They'll give you money, just give birth. Because they know that the bigger their population,
the bigger their market.
Okay.
There is a chance the economy will thrive.
So that's what is happening in Europe. When people say that they gave me a visa, I said, no, They are looking for
All right,
variety.
gentlemen. All right,
You
gentlemen.
can work. There are people
that
that
the
won't.
population can go.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it's a
Muhammad Ali was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky on January 17, 1942. His birth name was Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. He began training as an amateur boxer at age 12, and at 18 he won a gold medal in the light heavyweight division at the 1960 Summer Olympics and turned professional later that year. In his early years as a professional, Clay was more highly regarded for his charm and personality than for his ring skills. He sought to raise public interest in his fights by reading childlike poetry and spouting self-descriptive phrases like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. On February 25, 1964, at age 22, he pulled off a major upset, defeating Sonny Liston to win the World Heavyweight Championship. That same year, he shocked the boxing establishment again by denouncing his birth name as a slave name and formally took the name Muhammad Ali, which was given to him by his spiritual mentor Elijah Muhammad, leader of the Nation of Islam. For the next 3 years, Ali dominated the boxing arena. Muhammad Ali retired from boxing in 1981 and focused on his religion, philanthropy, and activism. In 1984, he made public his diagnosis of Parkinson's syndrome, which some reports attributed to boxing-related injuries, though he and his specialist physicians disputed this. He remained an active public figure globally, but in his later years made fewer public appearances as his condition worsened and he was cared for by his family. Ali was chosen to light the Olympic flame at the start of the 1996 Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. He died on June 3rd, 2016.
The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security.
We are are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
What I will never take is threat.
Let's now bring you more development from Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News. First with breaking news. At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News. First with breaking news.
Muhammad Ali was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky on January 17, 1942. His birth name was Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. He began training as an amateur boxer at age 12, and at 18 he won a gold medal in the light heavyweight.
Thanks for joining us on the program, everyone. We have some breaking news. President Tinubu has now gifted the Tigress $100,000 each. We understand a block of flats and a national honor, OON, for their achievements in the just concluded competition. Nigeria's women's basketball team, the Tigress, crowned champions of the 2025 FIBA Women's Afro-Basket after defeating Mali in the final. Well, the Rena Wakama-led side clinched the title on Sunday at the stadium in Abidjan, I believe. And within the win, Nigeria made history as the first country to win 5 consecutive Women's Afro-Basket Championships, further cementing their dominance on the continent. They also remained beaten in the tournament for a decade. Interesting development that we're following here. Everyone is elated about this. I hear people say that they need to get their children now to participate very actively in sport, given how much attention government is giving to them.
OON nationality honors for team, coach, and technical team. $100,000 for each player. $50,000 for coach and technical team, each member. 1 plot each for players, coach, and technical team. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has shown leadership by recognizing and rewarding our daughters who had excelled on the continental stage.
So it turns out to be 1 plot each and not an apartment as earlier reported. Tonight we're talking power and politics, from a quiet handshake in Rivers to a loud call for Anioma State. 2 big stories, 1 gripping conversation. In a surprising turn ahead of the August 30 local government elections in Rivers State, we're hearing that the APC and PDP have jointly adopted consensus candidates across all 23 local governments, many of whom we understand are loyalists of former governor and current FCT minister. Now, this unprecedented cross-party alignment has drawn fierce criticism. Certain voices from within both parties are crying foul, calling it undemocratic and vowing to boycott the election. With 2027 now drawing close, is Rivers showing the country a new